This is the Rui and Ryan Hockey Show. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming World Cup and our projected rosters. First, we're going to start off with Rui. Rui?
Alright, well, I made a roster of the USA. So, I think it's a good team. They got skill, they got speed, they got size. That's everything you want in a team. What do you think?
I think the USA, they're a tough call. Like other tournaments, they finish, sometimes they finish lower, sometimes they finish higher. But they do have all the guys that they can select from. So I feel like they'll be a contender, even though I'm not sure about guys like Justin Abdelkader will be a good fit compared to other team players. But they do have good goaltending.
Alright, well, I think goaltending should be good. I think on defense with Bufflin, I think that'll be a good defense, especially with Shattenkirk and Sutter. But we'll see. So how about your boys on Team Sweden?
Well, Team Sweden obviously will be led by Henrik Lindqvist.
Obviously.
They have a lot of youthful players, so I feel like the youthful players coming up will take for the guys like Sedin and Henrik Zetterberg. So I feel like the youth will counteract the older players. What do you think?
I think that they don't have a lot of youth because they only got two young guys in Forsberg and Landeskog. So I think that's a problem. But they still think that with the Sedins and Zetterberg on the wrong side of 30, over 30, that's a good thing. But I think it's a bad thing. But we'll see. And past Lundqvist, they don't have much depth for goalies. So if he gets hurt, they are going to be in a lot of trouble. So now I'll talk about the Czech Republic. This team is never considered a threat in a tournament, but I think they could change that this year. As you can see, I put in the ageless wonder, Jaromir Jagr, because I have to. He's Jaromir Jagr. But what do you think, Ryan? How do you think the roster looks?
I think Jagr is going to be pretty good for them if he plays. I know there's some question whether or not he was deciding if he should play or if he shouldn't. After the season he's had, I feel like he should play. I feel like their goaltending, people don't really look at them as, oh, they're really good starting goaltenders, but with the goaltending they have, with the team they will have in front of them, because obviously Czech Republic knows what they're doing, I feel like their goaltending will be fine for them.
I think on forward they're good with Pasternak and Hurdle. I think I'm worried about their defense because I'm not convinced about Andrzej Schuster yet. On goalies, yeah, they should be good. So how's Team North America looking? I think it's looking pretty good, but how's your projected roster looking?
Well, I know there were some issues with Team North America and their goaltending. They felt like they needed to select from outside of the 23 category, so they wanted the NHL to up it to 25, but the NHL said no, this is the rules and that's how it's going to be. So right now I feel like Gibson and Hellebuck are the two leaders of the team, so obviously they should play. Gibson, even though he is young, he is a really good goaltender for Anaheim, and he might actually force them to get rid of some of their goaltending. Hellebuck is also a pretty good goalie, so I feel like they don't really have to worry about their goaltending now with what they have shown in the NHL. I feel like they have a lot of youthful, good forwards that obviously can play good together. It's not like they're going to hog the puck. But I don't know about their defense. What do you think about their defense, Rui?
You put Dougie Hamilton and Trouba here. I like that. I like Trouba. I like Hamilton. Got some size there. Morgan Riley, he's a good offensive defenseman. That's great. Seth Jones and Aaron Ekblad. Those two are great guys. On forward, why did you put Max Domi and Duclair? I agree with it, but I'm just curious about why you did that.
I just feel like with the North America, with the youthful team, they're gonna also look for guys that will play well together, and I feel like Domi and Duclair will play well together. So I feel like they'll like that as an addition.
Good answer. All right, now I'm going to talk about Team Europe. Now this team is weird because it consists of all the rest of the European countries that aren't already here. So you have guys like Fredrik Anderson, Halak, Chara, Yossi, guys from countries that normally aren't great at hockey, but they seem to always go. So what do you think of my roster, Ryan? I think it's pretty good. Got some skill, got some size here and there.
I think it's pretty good. A lot of players I see that normally you don't hear too much about, but they do perform at a high level. You have like Kopitar, he's a really good player. I think he'll help the team with his leadership skills. They have pretty good goaltending. I don't know about Halak. Sometimes he's a little shaky, but you never know.
So, what anthem do you think they're going to play if they win? Because that's what I want to know. I think that's what everybody else wants to know, sort of. So, what do you think?
I don't know, because that's a good point. Because usually at international tournaments, the winning team, they play the national anthem. My only guess is maybe like there's like a popular song that is in Europe that they would play for European. Kind of like the U.S. how they have God Bless America. I feel like maybe there's like a song for Europe that they would play rather than play a whole bunch of anthems.
Would you sit through all the anthems if you had to?
I don't think I would, because I feel like there would be at least 5 or 6.
13.
Wow, that's
13.
a lot.
13 anthems, that's a lot. Alright, but how's Team Russia looking, Ryan?
Team Russia, I feel like if they had more NHL players, they would contend better. Russia seems to like to go with a lot of KHLers on their defense. I guess they like to try to be unfamiliar so that the teams don't really know how they play. But they always have quite the good team. They have Ovechkin, obviously. He'll be there. Kuznetsov is a pretty good upcoming player, so he'll be good for them. Goaltending is always a question mark, but somehow it seems to do well enough for them in the tournament. What do you think?
I think this team could be the best that they've put in years. The group of forwards that they have, it's full of skill. I mean, got Ovechkin, Tarasenko, Panarin, Kuznetsov, Datsuk, Kucherov, Anisimov. That's a lot of great players, a lot of skill. I feel bad for the opposing team because they're going to have to contain them. On offense, they got Markov, Ularov. They're okay players, but I think their weakness is going to be on the back end. Goaltending wise, but Bobrovsky is an okay goalie. Varlamov, he's alright. I really like Andrei Valichevsky. I think he's a great goalie. I think he'll be the future of Tampa Bay, where he plays in the NHL. And I think he's the future of Russia in goalie. Alright, so I'm going to talk about Team Canada, the home team. Now, this roster will, of course, get a lot of criticism because, we all want Canada to win. Now, I have Jeff Carter on there. And I know Ryan loves his Kings, so I think he'll automatically agree with that one, easily. But I have Taze. How do you feel about that? Since I know you hate Chicago.
Taze, I think, as much as I like the Kings, I know obviously Chicago's a rivalry, but Jonathan Taze is one of the best centers in the NHL. As for Carter, I feel like, I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but I feel like Carter has one of the best shots. Like wrist shots. What do you think about that?
In the world or in the NHL?
I would say in the world.
No. I would disagree with that. I would say Tyler Seguin has one of the best in the world. Or Crosby. Because Crosby, he can snipe it past anybody. And his backhand is the best in the world, too. True fact. But what do you think of Marc-Edouard Vlasic? That's the name on this team that they put it on there. But I'm shocked by it. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought they could have went off with like better selections. I don't see Brett Burns. I feel like he could have been good. Like, instead of Vlasic, I feel like he would have been a better choice.
Vlasic's a solid guy, though. And in this tournament, you want solid guys, so I guess it kind of makes sense. So how's Team Finland looking?
Team Finland. Well, Team Finland, I feel like Team Finland's strength is always their goaltending. They always seem to have a good selection of good goalies. With Tuukka Rask kind of falling off, I guess because he's getting older, he's not at the level he normally would play at. But Pecorini will be a good goalie. They have a lot of young players that will play for them, I feel like. Their defense, I don't know. I feel like Finland doesn't really develop defensemen well. I don't know what you think about that. But also, too, I feel like Pecorini might be playing too much with the NHL and the Stanley Cup and then playing the World Cup. What do you think about that?
I think you're wrong on the defensemen. They develop great young defensemen, as you can see with Rasmus Ristolainen, Olli Mata, Vatanen, and Lindell, all guys that are all 25 and below. So I don't know where you got that from, Ryan, but I think they're great guys. On their forwards, I think they're a little bit old. I mean, their future there is obviously with Barkov, Teuvo Tervainen, Jonas Donskey, great players, guys that will lead them in the future. But I would have liked to see Puljujarvi and Patrick Laine on this roster. So why did you put them on the roster?
Yeah, I think they would have been good. Like, I know this is a little off topic, but with the World Juniors, that the three of them with Aho and all of those guys, if they would have played, I feel like obviously we wouldn't expect them to perform what they did, but I feel like it would be good for them for their experience.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all of my teams.
That's it for me. This is the Rui and Ryan Hockey Show, and that's all for